Today we are going to see or do the revision of the coordinate geometry questions, okay, where we can see what are the different types of questions which can be taken for today. And yes, we can just see the basic concepts, and if you're going to just take up the exam, I think this revision class may be helpful to you. Okay, so let me take it up now. The first thing which I can see in the coordinate geometry, that you need to understand that any point which is just standing into the Cartesian plane, okay, into the xy coordinates, okay, they are having two coordinates, okay. One is the x coordinate and another is the y coordinate, okay. This is the origin. So if a point is existing like this, okay, this is the very basic thing which you need to understand. If a point is standing like this into the Cartesian plane, xy plane, then we can say that it is having some coordinates, okay. What is the meaning of coordinates? That means from the origin, this is the origin, what is the distance or location of this point when you move towards x axis. So this will be this one, and if you see, when you draw the perpendicular line from that point on the x-axis, okay, this will give you on that x-axis the distance from the origin is basically x, and this is known as abscissa, right? This is known as abscissa, right? Similarly, the coordinate of point P along the y-axis, this is y-axis, right? The coordinate of point P along the y-axis can be found out when you draw the perpendicular from this point P on the y-axis, okay. This is a 90 degree, this is 90 degree, right? Then this point is plotted on y-axis over here, right? Then the distance of this point from the origin will be this one, right? And this is equal to this y. So instead of writing x and y, let me write x1 and y1. If x1 and y1 is the coordinate of this point, then this point can be plotted on x-axis as x1 over here. This point I want to say this point, okay, and here this point is can be said as y1, right? And this is known as ordinate. This is known as ordinate, right? So the abscissa and ordinate of any point, abscissa and ordinate of any point can be clearly said as x1 and y1, okay. That concept should be cleared, okay. Now after this, going to the second point, the distance formula you should remember, right? The distance formula you should remember, right? What is that? The distance formula is that when two points are given to you, one is A, another is, let's say, B, and one is having a coordinates, when I am saying coordinates every time, try to understand it's abscissa and ordinate. Along the x it's abscissa, along the y it's ordinate. So if both of these are called coordinates, so if x1 and y1 is the coordinate of A, and similarly x2 and y2 are the coordinates of B, right? Then the distance between these 2 points, I mean to say the distance between these 2 points A and B can be calculated very easily by using the formula. What is the formula? That formula is called the distance formula, right? So distance formula is the distance the difference between the abscissa square plus distance between the ordinate square, right? Now here you can see the distance between AB can be calculated, and square root over that. So just remember this formula: the distance between AB is given by AB, right? And it's equal to root over of difference between the abscissa, that means x2 and x1, difference between x2 and x1. This is your abscissa, right? So it will be equal to x2 minus x1 whole square, or you can even write x1 minus x2 whole square, because minus can be taken as common, right? So x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, that is the difference between the ordinates, right, whole square, right? We will be seeing the application of this into our questions gradually. Okay, so this is the distance formula which you need to remember. We see the application of this going forward, right? So the basic questions which can come, that if the coordinates of a point A is given to you, B is given to you, find the distance between these. So this can come into the 1 marks. Okay, so such questions can come. After this, if you want, I can just see, we will see the applications of this going forward. Okay, but after this, what I want to say, the basic formula is your section formula, which you need to remember, right? What is the section formula? You know, if a point A is given to you, right, and point B is given to you, and there is a certain point in between which divides the given distance, which is connecting the point A and B into the ratio, into certain ratio, then how to find the coordinate of the middle one, or the related questions on this, right? We can see here, right? So into the section formula, the basic thing which we need to remember is that when any point when any point which is dividing it, okay, which is dividing any given line into certain ratios, then let us say it is dividing this given line into the ratio of m is to 1, right? And if A is having some coordinates, maybe let us say x1 y1, and B is having some coordinates x2 y2, right? So here, what we can say, x1 y1 here and x2 y2 here, right? Then the coordinate of the point, let us say this point is L, right? Then the coordinates of point L can be found very easily. How this can be found? Just if this is the, if m is to 1 is the ratio, right, then just multiply this m, this 1 into the x1 here, like this, right, and m into the x2, right? So it will be like this, or maybe we can say, if this is m1 and m2, it will be better to understand, right? If this point is dividing the line AB into the ratio m1 is to m2, then the coordinates of L, the point which is dividing this line, let us say this is x and y, right? Then into, and the ratio is, L is dividing the line AB into the ratio m1 is to m2, right? This is given to you. Then into this condition, the coordinates of the point which is dividing this line which is connecting A and B is given as x, which is the coordinate of abscissa of L, and y is the ordinate, right? So we can say that yes, the x coordinate or abscissa is given as the, you can see the second ratio, the second one which is towards B is taken first, and this will be multiplying with the x1. Just remember like this, okay? Then it will be m2 into x1, right, plus m1 into x2, m1 into x2 whole divided by what, tell me, this one, m1 plus m2, m1 plus m2. This will be the coordinate of x coordinate, right? This will be the x coordinate, right? Now what is the point, or what is the ordinate of y? The same, the second coordinate or the y coordinate, y, which is the coordinate of y coordinate of the point which is dividing the line connecting a and b, right? So this can be written as, similarly use this, m2 into, tell me, y1, right? So it will be equal to m2 into y1 plus m1 into, because we are looking after the y, okay, m1 into y2, right, divided by m1 plus m2. So this will give you the y coordinates, my dear friends, right? So such formulas you need to remember. Now we will see the applications also, but the distance formula we have seen the section formula, how to find the section formula, how the applications we will be doing like this. So whenever we are going to solve such questions where certain ratio is given to you, just we can use this, okay? So I'm just trying to explain you that if if any point which is given to you whose coordinates are not known, then in this way we can find the coordinates. And this can be given that the coordinates of the point which is dividing the given line is known to you, and even one of the coordinates, maybe a or b, is known to you, right? Then find the coordinates of the another one. If a is known to you, the point which is dividing the given line is known to you, then what is the coordinate of this end point? Okay, so these such questions can come, right? So you can see the applications of this. So what are the applications, we will see in details, okay? But quickly let us summarize the things, okay? And there is also a very common question, the area of the triangle, or which can be proved as a collinearity, okay, which can be proved as collinear formula, right? So if three coordinates of any triangle is given to you, maybe this triangle is a, b and c, right? And having certain coordinates, sorry, and having, let me see, it's little disturbed, no worries, yeah. So it's like this. So if the coordinates of a, b, c is given to you as x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3, right? So these coordinates are given to you, then into this case what we can do, we can simply understand or remember the formula. What is that? The formula is that the area of the triangle, when the area of the triangle need to be calculated, then the area can be calculated very easily. And just remember, don't forget the determinant, just remember this one, half of, right? Take first this one, x1 into the sequence after 1, 2 and 3. If x is taken, now take the y coordinates here, like this, right? x1 into y2 minus y3, isn't it? It's very easy. You can see the sequence 1, 2, 3, right? If you are counting 1, 2, 3 in a cyclic order, then 1, then 2, then 3. So just remember, the first one is x1, then the remaining two will be y2, y will be y, okay, and it will be 2 and 3, like this, right? Plus, if 1 is done, now come to 2. So it will be x2, right? x2, that means the abscissa of B point. Okay, x2 into, if we are standing on 2, the next will be 3 and 1, isn't it? Just take this as a circle. Okay, cyclic order, this should follow the cyclic order. If x2 is there, then tell me what will be the coordinates of y, which will be subtracted and multiplied with x2. If 2 is taken, the next will be 3 and 1 into the same order. So it will be y3 minus y1. You can see the sequence 2, 3, 1, right? 2, 3, 1. Hi Ari003, how are you? Good morning, good evening to you. Now go to the third coordinate. If you're taking the third one, just take x3, because x1 x2 already taken. So it will be x3. You can see this 3, right? If you are standing on 3, then the next sequence will be, after 3 it will be 1, and after 1 it will be 2, right? Now you can see from here, if x3 is taken, it's definitely, it will be multiplied with the difference of the y coordinates. But what are those y coordinates? If 3 is taken, then after 3 it will be 1. So it will be here y1, x3 multiplied with a difference of y1, and next will be 2. Just follow this sequence, right? y1 minus y2. So my dear friends, we will be using this formula to solve, to find the area of the triangles. And if the question is there that prove that these three coordinates are collinear, okay, then definitely to solve such questions, find the area of the triangle and just equate it with 0. Because if the 3 points will be, if this let us say if this point A is lying somewhere over here into the line BC, then isn't it a straight line? Okay, and can't we say that this is a collinear point? Like this will be a straight line, right? Because A will be coming over here, right? So prove the collinearity, so to prove the collinearity, we can see that yes, such, sorry, yeah, I think some lights, yeah, no problem. So here we can see, so to prove the collinearity, how to prove that 3 points or the 3 coordinates are collinear, the same triangle formula can be used to solve that, right? So we will see the applications of this also. Okay, so quickly coming on to a NCERT question first, starting from this. Okay, whatever we have discussed. Okay, now let us start with few questions. The question is that the vertices of a triangle are given to you. This is an NCERT question. The vertices of the triangle are given to you, and these are 4, 6, 1, 5. Let us say this is A, this is B, and this one is C, and the third coordinate is 7, 2. So my dear friends, the vertices of the triangle ABC is given to you. A line is drawn intersecting AB and AC at D and E respectively. That means a line is drawn, let us say like this, and it is intersecting AB at D. This is not a BPT, but you can see how this question is, they are given to you into this NCERT, right? It is intersecting these two lines at D and E respectively, such that the ratio AD by AB and AE to EC, this ratio is same, and that is equal to 1:4, right? So the question is that The question is that calculate the area of the triangle ADE. Area of this triangle need to be calculated. Okay, just hold on. How to proceed, I am just explaining. Okay, what is the area of the triangle ADE that need to be calculated? Hi Kepler 186F, how are you? Now, and compare it with the area of the triangle ABC, and this need to be compared with the entire area, that is area of the triangle ABC, area of the triangle ABC. So if such questions are here with you, you can see, then if AD here, AD to AB is given to you, right? AD to AB is given to you, then this can be written as, if AD to AB is 1 is to 4, can we write that AB to AD is 4 is to 1, isn't it? We have just reversed it. Okay, and AB can be written as AD plus BD, right? AB can be written as AD plus BD and whole divided by AD, right? So this will give you the ratio of BD to AD. So AD will be cancelled out, it will be 1 plus BD to AD, right? So this will give you 1 going into the LHS, 4 already there. So 4 minus 1, 3 is the value of BD to AD, right? This 3 is the value for BD to AD, right? So we can say that, yes, why we have calculated into these two separate forms, because we are going to apply the section formula. Okay, we can see that BD to AD, BD to AD is 3, or we can say 3 is to 1, right? So we can say that, yes, this point, this the point D is dividing this line BD AB into the ratio 3 is to 1, right? Why 3 is to 1? Because BD to AD is 3 is to 1. Just see this, right? So that means you are getting coordinates of M1 and M2, right? You are getting the coordinates of M1 and N2. So we can say that this point, how we are going to move ahead, we know that this point is dividing this line into the ratio 1 is to 3, right? So we can say that BD by AD is 3 is to 1, or we can also say that AD by BD is 1 is to 3, isn't it? Both are same, both are same, we just reversed it. Now if this is known to you, right, you can find the coordinate of D, isn't it? Can't you find the coordinate of D? How? Let us say the coordinate of D is x1 y1 and coordinate of E is x2 y2, right? Now into this one, you just apply the section formula, then x1 can be calculated as, x1 can be calculated, remember how we did it. X1 can be calculated as, if 3 is there, right? So it will be 3 into 4, because if the first, this section is coming, then this will be multiplied with the first one, abscissa. Okay, abscissa, and 4 1 will be multiplied with the ordinate, sorry, abscissa of this one here. So 1 is here, right? So 3 into 4 plus 1 into 1, right? 3 into 4 plus 1 into 1, right? 3 into 3 into 4 plus 1 into 1 divided by the ratio in which it divides, that is 3 plus 1, right? So it will be equal to 3 plus 1. We just applied the section formula, right? So it will be giving you 13 plus 1, 4 into 3, 12 plus 1, 13 divided by 4. So 13 by 4 is the abscissa, is the value of x1 of the point D. This is the coordinate, x coordinate of the point D, right? This is for D, which we are finding x1, right? Now what will be the value of y1? Y1 is calculated, simply you just apply the same thing, 3 multiplied with 6, 3 multiplied with 6, so it will be 3 into 6, right, plus what, 3 into this 3 into 6, if this is taken, this ratio is multiplied with the remote end like this, and 1 will be 3 into 6, and 1 will be multiplied with his remote end, here it's 5, right? So 1 into 5, right? So this will be giving you into the numerator and into the denominator 3 is to 1, the section formula, okay? So 3 plus 1, so this will be giving you 18 plus 5, 23 by 4. So the x1 and y1 coordinates of this point is known to you, that is 13 by 4 and 23 by 4. So we can write the coordinates D x1 y1 is calculated as 13 by 4 and 23 by 4, right? This is known to you. Now my dear friends, if you are knowing the coordinate of D, if you are knowing the coordinate, similarly you can calculate the coordinate of E, and you are already knowing the coordinate of this A. So can't you just calculate the area of this triangle, right? Because all the three coordinates are given to you, and we can just use the formula, you can use the same formula, that area of the triangle ADE can be given as half of, again use the formula, x1 into y2 minus y3 plus, use the cyclic order, use the same cyclic order again, then we can write x2 into y3 minus y1, right, plus x3 into y1 minus y2, and just solve it. You will get the area of the triangle ADE. This is the area of the same triangle ADE which we are talking about, right? And even you can calculate the area of the bigger triangle, then it will be easy to, this is calculated, and this will also be calculated using the same formula, the area of the triangle formula, this one. Then we can easily calculate the area of the triangle ABC also. And just to compare, you can just find out the values of the area of the triangle, which already done, and you can just compare it, right? So this is a good question, just thought to bring it up in front of you, okay? But yes, let me take few more questions so that you can easily understand, okay? Collinearity, yeah, such questions can come, that if the vertices of the square like this, okay, maybe find the point which is equidistance. So the question can be like this. So another question can be like this, equidistant. So for the questions of equidistance, what is given to you, Find the coordinate of a point, let us say P, which is equidistant from two given points A and B. Right, this is the question, and the coordinates of A is given to you, maybe let us say 2, 3, and coordinates of B is given to you, maybe x2, y2, whose value is maybe 4, 5. Right, then what is the value of this? What is the coordinate of P? That means this can be a question. Okay, so my dear friends, here we need to understand this point P, the coordinates of this point A P is need to be calculated, right? So if P is equidistant from A, P is equidistant from B, then using the distance formula calculate PA, using the distance formula calculate PB, right? And if you just equate it, you will get the pending items which is asked into the question. So such questions can come. Okay, it may be given that the x coordinate is given, y is not given, or any of these 6 items, that means x1, y1, x2, y2, x and y. Out of these 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 items, someone will be missing and you are asked to calculate that. So such questions can be solved. And even if it is given that if AB is given to you, right, whose coordinates, this can be one type, and this can also be a separate question, that if the coordinates of A is known to you, B is known to you, given to you, right, then what is the coordinate of the point which is dividing A and B into the same ratio, right? So if the coordinates maybe some 3, 4 or maybe 7, 8 is given to you, this can be easily found. Just add the abscissa part, that means 3 plus 7 divided by 2, and for the ordinate add 4 plus 8 divided by 2. So this can be solved. Okay, so this can be 1 marks of question. And such questions also can come that this is given to you, midpoint is given to you, one end is given to you, you need to calculate this part. Okay, so that can also be done, right? So after this you can see the section formula we already discussed. Okay, we also need to understand some basic concepts, and we need to just, when you are solving such questions, suppose a square is given to you, right? So you need to understand for a square all the sides are equal, right? So a square is given to you, then definitely maybe it will be looking like this. And if this is O A B C, right, the coordinate of A is given to you, maybe let us say 3, 4, then you need to understand this 3, understanding of 3 which we discussed into the very beginning. What is this 3? 3 is the distance of point A on x axis, right? So this is 3, and if this is an square, you need, I am assuming that you are having a basic concept that all the sides of the square are equal, right? So we will be using the distance formula. What? Root over of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? To calculate the distance, and the same distance will be for BC, for OC, for AC and OA, because it's an a square, right? So to solve such questions of a square or rectangle, we need to understand the basic geometry, that yes, if the distance of x coordinate of this point A from origin is 3, then definitely the distance of BC will also be 3, right? Because this is the side of the square and given by the x coordinate. Similarly, OC will be 3, right? Isn't it? Similarly, AB will be 3. So we will see the basic understanding how the coordinates are plotted on the Cartesian plane, and what is the distance distance, using the distance formula you can find any of the missing coordinates, right? And it could have been an rectangle, so such questions can also come. For a square we can see what we have did, but if it's a rectangle we need to understand the opposite sides of rectangle are equal. So if the coordinates of maybe any of these points is given to you, right? Maybe x1 y1 is given to you, right? Then you can, and you are very easily you are able to calculate, because here it's y1, right? So the coordinate of this point will be 0 comma y1. So using this you will be able to calculate the distance formula. By using the distance formula you will be able to calculate, if this is CBC, right? BC can be calculated using the distance formula, right? If BC is calculated using the distance formula, then definitely the other part can be done, right? The other part can be done. If BC is known to you, you know that it's a rectangle, then the length of OA will be the same. So using the same distance formula, you can calculate any of the missing items of these four coordinates, right? So you can see the such applications. Okay, for a square, for rectangle we have seen, and even if maybe it's a rhombus. Okay, so the basic geometrical concept should be there. If it's a rhombus, right, and you are knowing the coordinates of some of the items over here, right? If you're knowing the coordinates of the, if let us say this is given to you, the coordinate A is given to you, maybe B is given to you, then definitely using the distance formula we know the sides of the rhombus are equal. Then we can say that AB, for a rhombus ABCD, AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD, right? So into such questions, you need to understand that yes, the distance between AB, BC, CD all are equal. So if it's a rhombus, we can have a basic understanding that all these four sides are equal. So for any of the missing items, using the distance formula, you can calculate the corresponding values, right? And we also know the basic property that yes, if AC is the diagonal and BD is the diagonal, right? Let us say the coordinate of this point is given to you. Then definitely this will divide the corresponding diagonals equally, right? I mean to say this BD will be divided into 2 points by this point O into two sections. So OD will be equal to OB, and this will be 90 degree, and OA equal to OC, like this, right? So for any of the missing items we can solve it, right? So let me take some questions. So this will be lying on the midpoint. Okay, so we can also see some questions based upon after this distance formula. Application of the triangle formula we have already seen. Okay, and how to prove that whether it's linear or collinear or not. So if some points are given to you are the midpoints of the three sides of the triangle, right? Find the coordinates of the vertices, right? So that means the question can be like this: if a triangle is given to you, we need to find the vertices of A, B, and C. These coordinates need to be calculated. We are not knowing it, but the midpoint is given to you. Maybe D, E, F is given to you. So using the distance formula, you know this is 1 is to 1 and m is to n. You remember that formula? If the coordinates of x1, y1 is here and b is x2, y2 and c is x3, y3, which is not known to you. All these items are not known to you. But we are knowing d, e and f. These coordinates are known to you. Then using the distance formula, you can easily calculate one of the missing items or maybe all the three missing items. Okay. So such questions can be taken up. Okay. So my dear friend, I will continue this session into the next class. Okay, for the coordinate. And for today, I think we can wind it up. Let me take a separate session on the pending parts, or we will see further applications and application of the section formula, application of the distance formula, and application of that different geometrical shapes, how the coordinate geometry or coordinate can be found out for the rectangle, square, triangle, rhombus, trapezium, like that. Okay, so let us hold on. Let us hold on. You can keep on your practice on, and in between we will come up and join again into the next session. Thank you so much for watching, my dear friends. Take care. Bye bye. Keep on learning. Keep your preparation on the top. Keep the momentum high, and this is the right time. You should not be cool and calm. Okay, you should just keep on practicing. Just this is time to become active. Okay, so yes, there is not this is not late. Okay, even starting from now, you can quickly revise and score a good marks in your examinations. Okay, I will try my best to support from my end, but it's only you who are doing your part. Okay, so thank you for putting your good efforts and best efforts. Definitely you will succeed. All the best, my dear friends. All the best. Bye bye.